I recently picked up a pair of 1985 Royal Air Jordan 1s, so I'm going to show you guys the process of how I traded to get this shoe. We're going to talk about some of the history, being that these shoes came out 40 years ago, and I'll also go over my plans on what I intend to do next when it comes to grabbing another pair of 85 1s in my collection. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know by now, my name is DJ, and this is the DNA Show. So when it comes to 1985 Air Jordan 1s, they are definitely a dime a dozen, but a lot of people do collect this shoe, so it's kind of easy to find. But when it comes to a size 13, that's my size, it's really hard to find, and the prices are very, very expensive. So when I came across these at SneakerCon Bay Area back in December, I saw Sneak City had them, and I had to make sure that I worked out a deal with them because I could not miss out on this pair. And yes, this is my first pair ever of 1985 Air Jordan 1, so I was definitely very excited to pick up the shoe. Let's go ahead and cut to some of the footage of me going to Seattle to pick up the shoes.
The life of being a YouTuber, TikToker. Always have to carry the tripod everywhere you go.
Gotta have it just in case.
Money's in here and he's very upset. He's not happy.
We're here at the Alderwood Mall right now. Like I told you guys, I got some shoes. As you see, there's some Jordan 1 boxes in here, so I am getting rid of some, but I'm gonna show you guys and go through that in a bit. So you guys can see the B-roll and everything, but for now we need to hurry up and get inside because it's freezing cold, and we will also try not to drop all these shoes. But we should be able to make this quick. I'm gonna be picking up two different shoes, one for me and one for my mom. So the shoes inside the box, well, they're all in boxes, but the big shipping box or whatever you want to call it, moving box, those are gonna be shoes actually from my mom's collection that she's gonna be trading for her grail. All right, we're gonna make this quick and easy and get back on the road. Still got stuff to do tonight, but I got these in a 12.5. I don't know if I can fit that, honestly. I feel like my Vomero 5s do kind of run tight. I'll wear a 13. These are fire though. I don't like orange shoes, but when I do, it's these. What you think about these?
I would never wear it.
You wouldn't wear it?
I wouldn't wear it.
Why?
Too
you
loud.
wear Vomero 5s in general? Yeah. But just not this color?
Not that color. Too loud for me.
I got the hot pink ones. It's like all pink everything. They go crazy.
I just... too much color.
I feel it.
If it wasn't that much, if it wasn't so loud.
Yeah. Let's take a quick peek at the store while we're here. While they're doing that, then they're gonna pull out the shoes from the back, size 13 section. Man, they got a 14. Too big. I just got these, but I got a 12. I need a 13. I'm just here for one grail and one grail only. So this is a pair that my mom has always wanted. The purple lobsters. I want them too, but we've been on the hunt for these. She's gonna be hyped. She got like 150 pairs, so I was like, you gotta get rid of some stuff so you can get some grails in your collection. So she's doing a trade too. I've been waiting so long for this. The moment has finally come. Crazy dog. Number one pickup of 2025. Got my mom's girls, I got the ones. Now let's take it back home so we can finish this video. So I'm gonna show you guys some quick B-roll of all the sneakers that were in the trade. As you can see right here, multiple retros. It's a lot easier for resale shops to sell retros. And I definitely decided to go with a lot of sneakers that were a lot easier for me to get back as well. Stuff that was a little bit on the cheaper end. It looks like a lot more in volume, but at the same time, I have always been on the consolidation vibe because I just have so many shoes and it's just so easy to collect so many pairs these days with all the great deals, and then obviously more shoes releasing every year and me just wanting to have them all. So sometimes you gotta rinse, repeat, kind of get rid of some, enjoy them while you have them, and then get it, move on to the next one, grab a grail, go back, get it again, whatever it may be. So that was kind of my thought process on some of those sneakers that I decided to get rid of, and everything is okay. I know I can get those back whenever. Some of them I even have doubles of, so that also made it easier to let go of them. But besides all that, my out-of-pocket cost for the sneakers that I ended up trading and what I got in the end was still a win for me, and I'm sure a win for Sneak City. So everybody was happy at the end of the day. Hey, real quick, just wanted to let you guys know we're getting really close to 400,000 subscribers, so I need you guys to hit that subscribe button right now. Take a quick second to do that, and also run up the likes for me. Help it get to 1,000 likes on the video as well. Oh yeah, and just so you know, when we get to 400K, I got a big giveaway coming, so make sure you guys subscribe. Now this pair in particular, honestly, is very, very clean. I get it, they're not dead stock or anything like that. Yes, there is some chipping around the top of the ankle and the collar area. So let's go ahead and go over all the details of this shoe, and we'll talk about the cuts and everything like that, and what we expect to see with retros in the future. And then obviously, so you guys can see some more in-depth looks at a 1985 pair with some nice crispy shots. So looking at the outsole right here, this is the original Air Jordan 1 outsole, different shape than the modern day retro. We still have stars here on the front end of the toe and on the side area there. And then going up to the midsole, you can see it's more of a pure white originally, but it's yellowed and aged over time a little bit, giving you more of that sail color and vibe to it. But honestly, I think these have aged to perfection, so I'm not mad at that. And then when it comes to the upper, you're gonna have a nice premium leather on this shoe. It's crazy to see the difference and feel the difference of the leathers from then to now. And obviously there have been a ton of different restrictions, you name it, over the years when it comes to what they can use as materials, things for the environment, you name it. There's a lot of different scenarios and situations as to why we have got to what we had today. But either way, for this pair from back in the day, I think they did a great job on the materials. And this is something that a lot of people have been raving about over the years, saying that it had been 40 years now, the shoe is worn and they still look really, really good. Now, before we get into the upper and all the details on the materials, we definitely got to talk about a little bit of history first. Saying that this pair was originally released in 1985 and this is the OG, we're not talking about a previous retro and how it became what it is. This was one of the shoes that set the tone back in the day. Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of people able to get the Air Jordan 1s for a very affordable price. They saw them on sale racks, you name it, people were getting the shoes 40, 50 bucks. I understand those times as well. But it's also safe to say that the Air Jordan 1 in general is definitely one of the most iconic sneakers of all time. A lot of people have always gone back and forth whether they like the Chicagos or the Royals more, and I understand different reasons behind both. I personally went to Grant High School. The colors were blue. I had some Royal ones and I loved rocking them. But don't get me wrong, I love the breads as well, and I wore those a lot too. So back then you had about 12 different colorways of the high tops, a couple different colorways of the low tops. You had some KOs and some different variations like that. And then over the years, we saw multiple retro iterations, whether it was fly knits or cleats or low tops or high top or a reimagined version or different retro iterations with different leathers and cuts, all originating from this 1985 version. Also, I have a bunch of Royals in my collection when it comes to different variations over the years. So if you guys want to see a full breakdown of the history and all the different retro iterations, let me know down below in the comment section and I'll try to get that out to you guys as well. It's going to take some time putting it all together because it's definitely a lot of work, but I'm willing to put it together because this is definitely worth making the video about. So now that you guys know a little bit of history about the shoe, let's continue on with the upper and the material. So again, we talked about the leather. It's really, really nice. The color blocking is going to be the same as the bread color blocking. So you're going to have your blue panel here on the back end around the heel, the swoosh, and the top end around the collar and the ankle area. Then you're gonna have a black Air Jordan Wings logo here on the ankle, and then going to the front end of the shoe in the mid panel, that's all gonna be in black, and black here around the toe, and then blue here on the vamp. Now, one thing that I have always loved about the Royals in particular, the blue laces, they kind of fade and age over time and they kind of get this purple hue to them. And you see that on a lot of pairs over the years. I look at this pair and I see that same exact thing. That's another piece that I just love about this pair. Now looking at the tongue of the shoe, that's going to be in all black, and then you're going to have a tab here in black as well with the Nike Air branding in royal blue. On the back end of the tongue, it's going to be all white, and then on the collar right here, that's going to be all black. And then looking at the actual sock liner, that's going to be white with the blue Nike Air as well. So I'm sure if you guys look at some of the details on this pair, there have definitely been some subtle switch ups over the years with the different retros, which again, I would love to break down the differences because there are a lot of differences. Even though they're the Royal ones, they have changed a lot of things over the past 40 years. Now that I have this pair in my collection, there's only one option from here. Go after completing the whole set. Now that's something I could do, but it's going to be extremely hard to get everything in my size. So I could say, what do? Do I go after some of the set? Do I get the ones that I want, which low-key I want them all? Or do I just get the ones that I get over time and see what I get? Like, there's a lot of different options to this. Some people will go after the set and they don't care about the size in particular. They try to get close to their size, but they'll take what they can get as long as it's a clean pair. And sometimes it's just extremely hard to find a pair at all in any size for some of these colorways. So at that point, I understand why people just take what they can get. but these prices have been getting insane over the years as well. I looked at a pair of Bred ones the other day and they were like 40-something thousand dollars. The Chicagos are insanely priced. The Royals are expensive. Every one of these shoes are getting expensive, and I think they're gonna continue to get more expensive. So there's kind of like, at this point, with the 40th year anniversary and time continuing to go on, I think the shoe is just gonna continue to rise in value, and because of that, I think the time is now. I gotta go ahead and make that push. So a few weeks after I got the Royals, I ended up picking up some Breds as well, which we'll talk about these in another video in my story on picking those up. But for the meantime, we'll stay on topic with the Royals. So let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. After seeing all the detailed shots and the review of the shoe and my experience of picking up the shoe, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and how you guys went about getting your pair of 85s. I have a lot of critics that always tell me, I would have done this, I should have did that. But at the same time, they don't even have a pair of 85s and they're telling me what they would have done to get their 85s. If you do have stories and great stories for your 85s, I would love to hear them, because I didn't realize how many great stories come behind the different 85s, specifically this pair in particular. But this came from the original owner. They had sat at their house for so many years, and eventually, literally 40 years later, next thing you know, they ended up selling them to Sneak City, and then I ended up getting my hands on them. So just like you see vintage cars and things like that, it's kind of cool seeing the storyline of the sneaker and how it got to you, especially when it's so old like this. Apparently the shoes hurt his feet after he wore them X amount of times, and he decided not to wear them anymore, and he also decided not to get rid of them. And then next thing you know, years later, he ended up making some good money on them and getting rid of the shoes. So that's gonna do it. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see the story about how I got this pair, which is low-key way crazier than the Royals, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're getting really close to 400,000 like I said earlier, and I'm excited to see you guys in the comment section for this one. All right, you guys, I'm out.
I would never let you down, it's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I would never let you down, it's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I was made for it, it's in